Hello, my friends. Welcome to this week's episode of the Greenlight Weekend Podcast. As always, I am your host, Brian Nystrom, and we have a very fucking fun episode for you this week. It's a little different from what you used to, but you just might like it. Before we get into that, let's talk about our one and only sponsors, the people that keep the lights on in this motherfucker. Let's talk about Dead Room Comedy. Dead Room Comedy is a comedy group and production company based in Denver, Colorado. Three of the comics They started comedy down here in Durango, moved up to Denver, found a fourth in Jeff Stonick, and now they are fucking flourishing. Even with the pandemic, they're flourishing. If you want to know anything about Dead Room Comedy, you can check them out at deadroomcomedy.com. deadroomcomedy.com. You can also check them out on their Facebook and Instagram at Dead Room Comedy. And they've also been doing something that's even better than all of those things I just mentioned. They started a YouTube page, and they're putting up episodes every week. So check it out at Dead Room Comedy. It is fucking hilarious. Every week, their videos get funnier and funnier. I love these guys. It's Jacob Jonas, Elliot Weber, Josh Emerson, and Jeff Stonick. These four together are fucking powerful. So give them some support. They support us. If you listen to this podcast, then you should love them as well. You've probably heard them on this podcast. Hopefully, we can have them back in soon. I might consider doing a Zoom thing. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it, but they're funny enough to pull it off. Josh Fournier might have been the best ever on a Zoom. Oh, well. Yeah, Dead Room Comedy. Check them out. Check out their YouTube page, please. All the links will be in the description of every episode. All right, let's get into this week's episode. A fun thing happened in Durango this week. Fucking comedy started again. Open mics. Again, we only have one right now, but we're about to get the ranch back, and that gives us a foundation to build upon. The thing is, people aren't willing to let us do it because they're not seeing other people do it, and having a lot of people in a small space, I totally get it. But with masks, with the vaccine coming around, with people just being aware of social distancing and all these things, I think we can pull this off, guys. I think we're back. Fuck yeah. We had a mic on Tuesday. And our guest of the week, Emma Z, was the host of that there mic, and she fucking killed it. The place was packed. Everybody was hungry for it. Everybody did well. It was fucking fantastic. I can't tell you how much fun I had, guys. I'm reinvigorated. Me and Max Turner got a little writing bet going on where each of us got to write every day, and we're bugging each other about it. And that's just good. That's just good for morale. It's good for discipline. Speaking of discipline, our co-host today is a relatively disciplined young man. Keith Winchester couldn't make it. Philly Cheese couldn't make it. He had a sick kid this week. What are you going to do? But we put out the bat signal, and none other than Jason Balmforth answered the call. Jason motherfucking Balmforth. One of the most viewed episodes of this podcast is with Jason Balmforth talking just crazy shit about being homeless and working in porn stores, and he was a bouncer in fucking New Orleans. Crazy story, but this podcast was about Emma and comedy coming back. And Emma, she brings out the therapist side in me because I care about her. She's like a little sister in the comedy scene. So this did turn into a bit of a therapy session at points, but she's sober now. She's doing way better. She's newly single. It is what it is, and we talked about that because it's real shit. And I think when it comes to podcasting, honesty is better than anything, and real shit that other people can relate to, maybe use in their life. That's important to me. So it was a fucking interview. I played therapy. Jason was there for moral support. He jumped in plenty. He's a funny dude. Everybody loves him. Yeah, I was very thankful to have Emma and Jason here today. Before we get started, I want to shout out the Whiskey Reel. Sorry I'm rambling so long, but I would also like to shout out Ethan Esparza and the Chava people for the intro, outro music. No pee break today, and I think I have the perfect motherfucking song for that ass. So if you want to find the music, the links are in the description as well. All the links are in the description for Emma, for Jason, for fucking everything. You can find Emma's TikTok in there, all right? I'm going to go the extra mile. I don't know how hard that's going to be to find. I don't do TikTok, but we'll figure it out. All right, guys, without further ado, I hope you enjoy episode 127 with my good friends Emma Z and Jason Balmforth.
I want to see a rainy day. My life is full of sunshine. But how could I complain? I must be losing my mind. I want to see the rain fall, catch a double rainbow, sitting with an angel. Yeah, I'm feeling grateful. I can see a halo right above an angel. I wanna make music.
Comedy is back in Durango.
Woo!
Oh, yeah.
And to celebrate, we got the host with the most, Emma Z, and we got our boy Jason Balmforth,
Oh, yeah. I have no accolades.
local comedian, one of the longest standing comedians in Durango. Very consistent, one of the most professional, I would say, when it comes to actually practicing and coming prepared. You have many accolades, my friend. I'm jealous of you in a lot of ways.
The number one light runner in town, you know?
Yes. That's why I wear my sunglasses.
Okay.
You're definitely have ran more lights than me. I always enjoyed when Drew would run the light on Ryan and just like talk shit to him while he's trying to finish a joke, and then he got put last for like 3 months. That was awesome.
Man, I never did anything that hard, and Ryan kept putting me last for like 4 months.
No, I get it. I was last for a long time. I feel like new comics, especially if you've proven that you're just gonna stay no matter what. The people that are like, well, I'll go if I can go fifth or something, then Ryan will put him like fourth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the people that are like picky, he's like, all right, I'll just put him in the front, and I know these guys are gonna stay no matter what. They're here every
Right.
fucking time. Like I feel like that's why we got put in that category.
Yeah, no, definitely. It was the reason why Dave put me in as the opener all the goddamn time at the ranch.
Right.
It's because he asked me once, he's like, do you mind opening? And I said, yes. And then he took that as to mean yes forever.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like the Starlight conundrum all over again, where people just keep adding numbers to the end of the list so they can avoid the dreaded first spot. But like eventually somebody's got to get it, you know?
That's happened everywhere. My rule at 11th Street was you don't get to add a number until the list is full.
That's actually a fair rule. Maybe
Because
I
it
should-
pissed me off. Like
Yeah.
if you show up last and the only number is first, bitch, you're going first. Like
yeah.
them's the rules.
I mean, last night I had a couple people show up like after we had already started. Like Tone showed up
Right.
after Callie went up, and she was
Well, Tone showed up after the show already started, right?
yeah,
So
and so did Jadrian.
that's
and, like,
understandable for sure. But if the show hasn't started and you just don't want to go first, like
Just don't put a number 2 on the list.
show up early.
Everyone will sign up number 3. People will sign up number 3 guaranteed. So just go 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I think it's just like the slot after, the host or whatever is always the one that nobody really wants, and maybe that's on me. I don't know.
No, that's every comedy show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I mean it's also the Starlight because we get such an early time slot that like half the people haven't shown up until like halfway through what we're doing, so nobody really wants those first couple of spots because at that point you're just telling jokes to the two of you and like Drew, and that's it.
Well, that's what happened last night. But, I mean, in the past, we've had the same amount of people from the beginning to the end, and that is two strangers or one stranger, like one non-comedian
Yeah.
in the whole bar and the bartender, and you're just like, I'm trying to make the bartender laugh.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
Yeah.
going for Rachel tonight.
Yeah.
Matt groans at all my jokes. It's hilarious.
That's how you know that Matt appreciates your joke, though. If he groans, it means he enjoys it, because there's usually a chuckle before the groan that you just didn't hear. So
Yeah, no. I don't understand that whole thing of like, what if you're gonna sign up third and you don't want to bite the bullet? You know that if nobody signs up second, you're going to bite the bullet, right? Like you're going to just get bumped up to that slot.
yeah,
Right?
I
I
don't
don't
know.
think people understand the basic concepts of math, but I don't. So it's fine.
I don't know.
I think everybody just wants the best possible opportunity to have a good set,
Yeah,
right? And
that's fair.
my lucky number 7 has been good to me. Like,
Yeah.
5th. It's usually a good call, but even then you might end up going first if a lot of comics don't show up, so it's
yeah.
whatever, man. You just got to be willing to go for it. And fucking last night you crushed.
Thank
Great
you.
fucking set. Great
Thank
jokes.
you. I still haven't heard, I haven't actually listened to my set
I
yet.
haven't either.
Because I after Drew said the thing about listening to it in my car, I almost thought about doing that. But the idea of hearing my own voice and loudspeakers as I'm driving people's food from place to place, freaks me out to no end.
Yeah, you
I
should
don't-
start a podcast.
I don't know. That sounds like a hella power flex to roll up to somebody's house and they hear your voice doing comedy, and then you walk up and it's like, "Hi, here's your DoorDash," and it's the exact same voice.
I
Hell yeah.
actually try to be really respectful when I pull up to people's houses. I'll turn down my volume and stuff. But
Good
that's
call.
just because, Also, I did get bit by somebody's dog the other day.
What?
So, yeah.
What kind of dog?
Tiny little chihuahua fucker.
Those little
and,
fucking bastards.
and the
man,
best
the
part
buddies.
is, like, I wear my big, like, heavy-duty combat boots. So, like, this little tiny thing was, like, snarling at me and trying to, like, he nipped at my ankle, but because of my giant combat boots, like, he got boot, and I wanted to kick him, but I was like, I don't know if these people are watching me or what. So
I'm gonna put it out there now. We should just drown all chihuahuas. Fuck them.
They don't really serve a purpose.
No, let's build a very small wall around one area where we put all the chihuahuas. We'll throw in some fucking Taco Bell and call it a day. Let them fight over it.
Oh my goodness. That's
The
how you,
strongest chihuahua will win.
that's how you wind up with those roving gangs of street chihuahuas like in Mexico
Not
City.
if you build a small wall.
Make America great Dane again.
Big dogs for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I am a big dog kind of guy. I like big dogs.
I don't have a purpose for a dog that can't at least buy me some time. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying my dog is gonna stop somebody with a gun, but she's gonna buy me some time.
Yeah.
It needs to be able to take at least 2
Well,
bullets.
and like if you're gonna go for something that small, like get something that's not as loud, annoying, and won't fuck up all your shit, and just go for a cat. Like.
Fuck a cat.
Dude, I'm sorry, but like tiny dogs, they'll chew all your stuff, they'll pee all over everything, they bark all the time. Like at least cats just sit there, chill, and sleep. Like
I mean, there
if
isn't
they
an
never let you touch them, oh well.
Emma,
but
have you met your fucking cat?
yes, I have met my cat, and I
Yeah.
prefer him to a chihuahua any day of the week.
But there is an argument for an
bastard.
alarm system,
Yeah.
I guess. At worst case scenario, an alarm system.
I don't know. It's cheaper than ADT.
For sure. Over time,
Yeah.
how much does a fucking chihuahua eat?
I don't know.
Half a handful of something, It can't be much.
Although, I mean, like, if you're going to
Just
get one of
one
those
Gordita
little
Crunch a day.
alarm type dogs, you might as well get, like, a cute one, like a dachshund. Chihuahuas just look gross and shaky.
I agree. One of my good friends, he's Mexican for sure, but he just got a chihuahua. And I was like, good luck with that. And 2 days later, he came back and he's like, the motherfucker won't sleep, man.
No,
he goes to sleep
no.
at 7 a.m. when I'm like getting up.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah, you should shoot it.
It's because of the devil.
You should drown it in the sink because you can.
They're nature's meth head.
For sure.
They're technically property.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think most dogs are technically property.
No, dogs are technically property, but I think I might be wrong on this, but cats aren't. Yeah, it's because dogs.
No, we're their property for sure.
No, I'm more talking legally speaking.
Yeah.
Oh.
Lawyer speak.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Like,
That's a question for
because
Jill. Then,
well, no,
right?
because it's something to do with like dogs have utilitarian purpose, like on farms and stuff. So they're technically more considered property, which gives them more rights in a way.
Okay.
Right, so if you shoot somebody's dog, there could be legal ramifications where if you
I mean, if you-
accidentally
if
kill
you-
a
if you
cat
shoot- if you sh-
accidentally. Yeah.
If you shoot my dog, I mean, it was nice knowing you.
Yeah, me and my
John
dog have a
Wick,
special
but
bond.
John Wick over here.
I would go John Wick on some
I would go
motherfuckers for my
100%
dog.
John Wick.
I have like
somebody
6
for-
guns in the house.
I
They're
would John-
all going in that redneck ass truck, and I'm going hunting.
and I'll go with him.
Yeah.
I'll kill somebody for fucking Brian's dog.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have to be my dog.
Fair enough. I would too.
Actually, you're probably my first call. Jason, I'm at your front door.
Yeah, Jason, I need you to help me with a body.
I'm really close to an elementary school with a bunch of guns, so we need to get out of here.
Yeah.
It's
Full
really
stop.
fucked up that as a cat owner, I'm sitting here contemplating like what I would
Drowning
do
your
in a
cat,
situation.
I get it.
No. I would never do that. But like if somebody came after him or something, like would I?
Her cat's such a little shit.
Yeah, he's such a
I
little
know.
shit.
I found
like,
him in the
he's-
woods.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why he's such a little shit. I think he's kind of, I think he's a little developmentally challenged.
Did I
He
see on
is.
Facebook it's been a year?
No, not yet.
Okay.
It'll be a year in June.
Yeah, I thought it was warm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I
it
was like, there's no way I went and saw that little fucker in the snow. Like,
Yeah, it was June 17th that I got him, and I only know that because I like posted a bunch of shit on Instagram. So it's like a time capsule. It helps me remember important dates.
I'm so glad you wanted that cat.
Yeah,
I
am
actually
too.
made Kelly, told Kelly I'm not living with the cat. So she gave her cat away when
I
she
know.
moved in, and I found this cat, and she was like, you better not be trying to fucking keep this cat. Like, I just got rid of a cat I had a relationship with, and you find this little fucker in the woods. And I was like, no, it's already got a home.
Yeah,
going somewhere
well,
else.
I like after I replied to you and we started making plans, all of these people were commenting on that post like, I'll take him, and I was like, no, fuck all of you. And like I remember that day too. I was actually like over at Christopher's house and we were chilling and just like whatever, and then I saw your post. Like Facebook notified me that you had posted, and I was like waiting for him to shower.
Yeah.
And I was just like bored off my ass, so I was like, fuck it, what did Brian post? Maybe it's something funny. And then I saw, the cat, and I was like, I want it. So I texted Trevin and Jadrian immediately, and I was like, this is what Brian just posted, like, can I have him? And I actually like responded to your post before Trevin and Jay even said yes.
Right, just to call dibs.
Yeah, exactly. And, thankfully they were cool with it. Like, Trevin was like, as long as you can take care of it. And I was like, yes, I'm capable. So,
God, Trevin is like the most motherly person I've met.
I thought you were
That's
going to
a
say
way of
something
putting
worse.
Yeah. He,
Let's take a moment to shit on Trevin, shall we?
I hope he's listening. I hope he's listening.
He is.
Here's my favorite thing. I almost shit on him at the open mic yesterday because of what he did yesterday, which fucking pissed me off.
Well, there's more
teeth.
people that listen to this than there were at the open mic. So
Yeah.
if you want to air out your dirty laundry, please.
Here's my grievance. Okay, so like you would think, I just want to ask you guys, right? So you're walking down the hallway and you see that the bathroom door is closed and locked, and you hear lo-fi music coming out, and you had heard the bath running earlier.
I would assume masturbation, yeah.
Yeah, or, just like, you would assume maybe we don't need to have an important conversation with the person inside at this moment.
That's exactly when I want to have that intense conversation, because I know you can't run.
We're different.
Is that really? So anyway, I was already having a really shitty day. Trevin knew this. Like, I woke up yesterday just, like, really depressed. I'm going through a breakup. Like, some days are harder than others.
All right, look
and
at your hair. We got you.
I'm bottoming out, yeah.
It's
and
beautiful,
so,
by the way.
Oh, thank you.
There's
I feel
different
like
colors.
Medusa.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
There's a lot going on.
All
Thank
right,
you.
go on.
But so I'm in the bath and I'm like trying to just like get my shit in order so that I can like do my therapy appointment and be a person and then go and do my open mic. And Trevin comes and pounds on the door and starts bugging me about giving him money for weed. And I'm like, okay, well, you can go into my backpack and get it. Just like, I'm trying to take a bath here. And then he comes back and is like, hey, you really need to do the dishes, by the way. You're going to do them when you're out of there, right? And I was just like, dude, are you fucking kidding me? Like, this is not the time. Can you wait until after I'm out of the bath? Like, maybe.
Was he still there when you got out of the bath?
He was like, yeah, he was.
So he wasn't like leaving.
Trevin likes to do this thing where he'll hover, but not engage immediately.
You think?
Definitely. I've hung out enough at that house where he'll just kind of walk into the room and he'll sit to the side and he's paying attention to what's going on. But I don't know if he wants us to think that he's not paying attention.
Well, maybe it's intelligent. Maybe he's just, getting a feel for what's going on. He's feeling the room.
No, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
Well,
no, it's just funny because it's like, because the first thing out of his mouth every time he does this is some sort of water cooler talk. Because the last time it happened, he was like, oh man, wild weather we're having. And I'm like, Trevin, we've been friends for like 2 years, my guy. Are we past water cooler talk?
Never say that to me again.
Yeah, dude. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Morning radio, bitch?
Yeah, like, holy shit, man.
My other thing is just the passive aggressive grunts at all hours of the day. It's like he'll walk past my room and I keep the door cracked for Haru, because I want him in and out as much as he pleases. And he'll like come and like peer in and just look at me, make a face, and then and I'm just like, dude, what am I doing? Like, I'm just sitting here watching fucking bad TV and like chilling. Maybe that's it. I don't know.
Well, he's a very particular kind of guy, right?
Yeah,
I'm sure he likes his
little...
home a particular type of way, which is why he was hesitant to have different roommates and all this jazz. I feel like he's growing.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm probably the most chill roommate on the planet. Like, you can back me up. I pretty much just sit in my room and keep to myself.
I am definitely a worse roommate. Definitely worse. That's why I live alone.
Fair enough. I mean, you're at my house more often than anybody else, so I figured you might be a good person to like have weigh in on this, but yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. No, 100%. Like I like hanging out at your guys' house. It's a shame that y'all in the thick of it right now.
Yeah, everybody in my house is going through some shit right now for sure. It's Been a fun time, man.
We've gone from cleanup to triage.
So you're single.
Yes, I'm single.
How's that?
Not fun this time.
Has it made you want to write jokes?
Yes. I actually last night got home from the mic and started writing all these jokes about my breakup, which I'm probably not going to do as many of them as I wrote just because nobody wants to sit there listening to me talk about my breakup all day, but I don't know, maybe
I don't know, is it funny?
Most of my best jokes came from that really hard time where I was literally living in a camper, just doing cocaine for weeks at a time and shit. And then after that, when I really was wilding out, dealing with my emotions through sex, and just fucking random people but the funniest stories.
Yeah, see,
By
I
far.
don't really have that this time. This is
Well, give it time. How long has it been?
No, it's more about the fact that I'm sober now,
Good for you.
I don't know how to deal with a breakup being sober. There's two things happening with this breakup that have never happened in a breakup for me before, which one, it's a healthy, amicable breakup, which I've never been through.
Right.
I have no ill feelings towards Christopher in any way, shape, or form, and that's weird. I'm used to hating the person afterwards, And then the second thing that's happening with this breakup is the fact that I'm sober. So this time around, I'm not bottoming out and doing the shit that I would normally do. Before I would go through a breakup and then I would just okay, let's get fucking hammered for about a month straight.
Go to the Roadhouse.
Fuck as many random people as humanly possible. Get myself into as many weird situations as possible and see what happens. And this time I'm well, I'm sober and I don't how am I supposed to have sex with strangers if I'm sober,
It's not easy.
it doesn't sound even appealing,
Yeah.
I'm way pickier about people's faces when I'm not drinking, it turns out.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Sex while sober is easy when you're homeless. It's great to have a place,
Need a place to stay, yeah.
Hobosexuals. Very nice.
Yeah, baby.
That was my last boyfriend before Christopher, actually. So yeah.
Needed a place to stay.
Yeah, he was living in a van on the grid.
Hot.
What?
He would move his van
Down by the river?
No, he would move his van between
No, in
second
front of
and third
very expensive
and
houses.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. He would move his van all over the grid and just sleep in it. And then when I moved into the place above the ranch, he moved in with me immediately. And
That sounds healthy.
yeah, and then when he cheated on me, he moved in with the girl that he cheated on me with. And
Tight
they were together.
move.
Yeah.
Oh, the monkey branch.
I kind of respect it though. I mean,
It's a
a means to an end, I
And
guess.
now he's back home with his mom. So woohoo. Yeah.
Sweet victory.
yeah.
He was kind of a bitch.
Playing
I
that,
didn't like him.
Playing that long game.
Yeah, no, he sucked.
I didn't know him, but I didn't like his face. You know.
Yeah. Well, it's because he was kind of a douchebag. So.
We're still friends on PlayStation.
A douchebag that lives in a van does not even. I don't even understand how that works. How are you a douche and you live in a van?
Well, it's
Because it's
If I was in a van, I'd be humble.
you would think.
I'm
but
pretty
no.
humble as it is.
But
I feel
it's
like I'd be
that
super humble.
book thing where it's they made the conscious choice to be off the
Not pay
grid,
rent?
but
Oh,
actually,
God,
but
did he-
actually they came from money. That's what this kid was. His mom was a very successful lawyer, or no, she
The worst.
she worked for
That's
medical
why
insurance.
he was a douche.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
So-
he could go back to his McMansion.
Entitled, yeah.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
the minute he got tired of
When he was
living in a
18,
van.
he moved out to LA and modeled and shit too. So he also had a very high ego and
I have a
that
friend-
whole I'm so pretty and nothing wrong can ever happen to me because I'm gorgeous. Look at me.
I have a friend. Yeah. Didn't really come from money, but had a middle class life. And then somebody told him he was pretty, went to New York, began modeling, and then became, in his words, just a terrible person, just like everybody else, you
Yeah.
know, just smoking cigarettes, not eating. So you're always fucking cranky. Whatever you could do to keep your black and white photo shoot body ready,
Yeah.
you know. His pictures are hilarious. If you see him now, he's in a bike, a motorcycle club.
Yeah.
And
Does he have
just-
tattoos?
oh yeah, he's a savage, dude. He's a savage. But when you see these pictures, he's clean shaven, fucking douche haircut.
a little bit twinky.
New York black, very twinky in the
Yeah.
face, very pointy jaw.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
But then immediately after that, came back to Durango, moved in with his brother, who's a great dude, good friend of the pod, and just grew like a mountain man beard and started hanging out with all the scumbag lifties and bought a bus, put a fucking wood stove in it, lived in that.
Yeah.
Like such a interesting thing that happens.
Yeah, no, that was basically like the same story with this kid. Like once he moved to Durango, he was like, oh my God, I'm like a mountain man, you know, and like.
But couldn't grow the facial hair.
Well, he actually, I mean, he had facial hair. He would
He
just
had it.
shave it a lot.
But it wasn't like.
Man beard, no. It was like good looking, like good scruff, I guess.
Right.
I don't. It feels weird calling him good looking in hindsight. Anyway.
What are you going to do? I mean, you were attracted to him at some point, and
Yeah.
all my exes, I feel like, were good looking. Most of the people I slept with, very good looking people. They're fucking not compatible with me.
Yeah.
But that's not the worst thing in the world, you know? That's
Well,
how
I
it
mean,
goes.
the worst part for me is that both of my ex-fiancés are butt-ass ugly, you know?
Bummer.
Yeah,
And you
right?
said yes to that.
I know.
Twice.
Twice.
But was the ring good though?
So the first fiance, he actually handmade me a ring. He was a wire wrapper, so he made me like this silver and ruby ring from scratch. It was actually pretty dope, but I did eventually scrap it for cash when I lived in a punk house in Albuquerque because I wanted beer.
How much you get for it?
Fucking like $65.
You could have fought harder for that.
I know, but you know, I was a blooming alcoholic in those days, you
Blooming.
know.
Yeah, but you see, when you're in the blooming alcoholic phase, that's the most important time to learn the value of haggling at the pawn shop.
Yeah, well, I didn't know that at
Yeah.
the time. And
Yeah, you
also
didn't have
that
good-
was so I mean immediately after I was with the second fiance at that point who
Right,
was
right.
the punk house guy, and you know, he had a coke problem, so we were selling everything for anything at that point. So,
Scarlet Begonias.
yeah.
You know the song?
I do like I know it's a Sublime song, but I haven't actually like listened
It's actually a
to
Grateful
the whole
Dead song
Ooh.
that Sublime covered. I actually have a tattoo of it because it's about meeting the girl of your dreams. But in the Sublime version of the song, he meets this hippie girl of his dreams. They sell everything by a van, and then they just start selling every drug known to man.
Ah,
And then they hear the police coming after me. Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I just remember like when I was in high school and was really smoking pot heavily, I thought that it was like a point of your personality to be really into Sublime, so I downloaded the entire discography and like, because I felt like I had no stoner.
Oh, I
cred
went through
if I
that
didn't
phase.
listen to- yeah,
I totally went through
Yeah.
that phase. Did you go through that phase?
Hell no.
Oh, yeah. You were homeless.
Yeah. Yeah.
No time to be part of fads.
No, yeah, like I missed all that shit, guys.
Fighting bears.
I was a little
Whatnot.
no, living under a library though.
Were you
That
doing
was pretty
drugs?
cool. I mean,
A lot.
what, when I was homeless?
Mhm.
Yeah, all the time.
For
Yeah.
sure.
You like
what else are you gonna do?
Were you wrapping something up? I'm sorry.
What? I don't know, honestly. So
Okay. You were selling drugs all the time with your boyfriend.
and then
You
we
were selling
and then we got
everything?
onto a Sublime song that I've never heard.
you had asked me something about a ring. And
No, I
then-
asked
yeah.
you. I asked you about like.
Oh, so
like,
you were
I asked-
selling all your shit, not
Yeah.
selling drugs.
Well, you said. Well, no,
No,
I remember
no.
now.
I thought you were
said
saying-
you
I
said
weirdly-
your ex fiancés were ugly
Was
as
really
shit,
into
and I was like,
cocaine.
oh, so the ring must have been good at least.
Oh yeah,
because-
and then I was
'cause
telling the
there's gotta
story
be
about
some
the
reason-
rings, and I
Yeah.
actually only ever had one ring.
Oh, the second
Two
one didn't even get you the
fiancés
ring.
Oh no, the second one he only bought me a ring after I dumped him, and he bought me a fucking ring with a brown topaz in it. Which like I don't know if you've met me. I don't know if you've met me, but have you ever seen me wear the color brown ever?
Yes,
And also, who wants a brown stone in their engagement ring? Like that's
absolutely no one.
It's a shitty marriage right off the bat.
yeah,
I
it
don't
looks
know.
like poop. But yeah, so he actually bought the engagement ring when he was back in New Mexico after I broke up with him as like last ditch effort to try and win me back. And I was just like, no. Are you fucking kidding me? Especially because I had picked out a ring that he refused to buy that was like $60.
I don't know. They actually recommended that I buy that body gem service. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Is that like dick vajazzling?
No, it's like
Oh.
after you die, they cremate your body and then they put you in like a pressure cooker and turn your ashes into a gem.
Who recommended this to you?
Fancy.
Facebook.
I bet you get down some weird ass rabbit holes though. Every time I Google something, Facebook has new recommendations. I bet your Google history is just wild.
I don't use Google. They
Right.
they follow a little too much.
Right.
I
Gotcha.
don't even use incognito mode, so.
What?
Not even for porn?
Nope.
What?
Nothing?
What one? You don't want to use?
I'm not ashamed. Like,
Oh, I'm not
what am
ashamed
I
either,
trying
but
to
it affects
hide?
my normal browser. That's what I've noticed.
Yeah, definitely.
As far as history goes, like, you can't be Googling something in front of your mom, and every time you type in the letter N or B or whatever, it's just like profanity.
Yeah, I guess that's like why it's easier for me having my family 4 hours away, you know.
No, my
also-
mom's also far. Yeah, she watches this. Hey, mom, I watch porn.
Yeah, when you get into the weird search history stuff, that's when you start getting like advertisements for not killing yourself and soap and how
No,
to feel.
that's your weird search history.
Yeah.
No, I'm telling you, man. Like, it doesn't matter. You'll
I've
eventually.
never
go down-
gotten those advertisements.
Yeah, that's
what
because
I'm
your
saying.
search history is way different than mine. I still don't know what goes in primers.
That was my point. So, what kind of drugs were you doing when you were homeless?
All of them,
All of them?
except for opioids,
Yeah. Why?
because I'm allergic to opioids.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
I don't like opioids. Never
No.
liked pills. I don't see myself trying heroin until my deathbed. Me and Phil have this deal. But
Yeah. What is Dave Oakley in on it?
he might have been here when we were talking about it, but me and Phil kind of made it together.
Yeah. Gotcha. Suicide heroin pack. Gotcha.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
a deathbed heroin pact. Whoever dies first, the other one brings them some heroin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
feel
mean,
like
I
that's a
don't, like at that
deal.
point when you're dying in your bed, I really don't give a shit.
And
what
both
you're
of our
doing.
women are going to outlive us, so whoever dies last, the woman can help.
by on average 7 to 8 years.
Yeah. And my girl is younger than me, so
And she's fit.
she's definitely fit.
Yeah.
She's got a great ass. I love her. And I came home from comedy and she was like, "Did you record it?" First thing when I walked in, and I was like, "Yes, I did, and I love you."
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Like I said, soulmate level shit
I agree.
right there.
She's I don't know if she's making herself into my soulmate or she just figured out what I need and whatever and just does it, but I don't think she's going anywhere.
Yeah. Well, I mean, figuring out like what your partner needs
That's part
and
of a
then doing
relationship,
that, like
yeah.
that's kind of a soulmate
Super
thing,
considerate,
you know?
yeah.
Like that honestly, that was kind of why me and Christopher broke up, is because I'm an emotional person and I have a lot of me never and so like
Shocker.
I have breakdowns and anxiety and PTSD and all this shit, and he would
You're a
just
lot.
like I'm a lot to handle, and when I would have a breakdown, and they don't happen that often, but when they do
I bet
happen,
less
I
now
need
that you're sober.
Oh, significantly, yes. But like he would just kind of withdraw and not like do anything and just ignore me for hours on end. And I was like, I can't be with somebody like that. Like, if something actually serious were to happen, would you just like disappear? Like if, a family member died, would you just like, up and disappear for a week because I'm having a hard time,
Right.
So are you,
Gonna go camping.
yeah.
Gonna go on a weekend camping trip with the boys.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, I mean, some shit went down on Halloween that kind of solidified that things were ending for me. It just took a while, but yeah.
Yeah, I had a mushroom trip at a hot spring once like that, where I was like, "Oh, this is never gonna work," and
Yep.
this was 5 years in,
Yeah.
And mushroom trip at a hot springs. It's midnight, and I was like under a waterfall crying, like, "This is never gonna work."
That's so funny because mushrooms is kind of what like started the end for me and Christopher.
Interesting.
So on Halloween I relapsed. I had like been sober all of October, and then me and Christopher were fighting, so after work I went to go do Kat Oakley's makeup for Halloween, and she was working at Switchback, and she offered me a shot, and I was like, fuck it, I did the month, whatever, because I was trying at
Been
that
there.
time to do sober October,
Right.
and I was
Yeah,
like, well,
gotcha.
I did it,
And you use the word relapse. That makes me think that you're like, this is a life change for you then.
Yeah, I mean, like, I, as far as I plan, like, don't ever want to drink again.
Good for you, man.
I realize, like, for me, I don't have any means of limitation. It's not about, drinking every day. It's just once I have one beer,
Once
I'm
you
going to
start-
have 13 shots, and I'm not going to stop drinking until I fall over or fucking die, And I've gone, nights where I've completely blacked out and ruined mine and other people's lives in the process, and it's just not fucking worth it anymore.
Yeah.
And I also, like, fuck, I'd spend my entire paycheck at the Roadhouse some days, you know, just, like, get off work, be like, holy shit, I got paid, and, you know, oh, I'm just gonna stop in for one drink, and then suddenly
Get
it's
caught
fucking
up.
2 a.m. I've been there since 5 p.m, and my entire paycheck went to Edie, you know, so it's like, for me, I'm just done, you know, and I don't have a problem with booze, like, other people drinking or anything like that. It's just, for me, it's not a choice I want to make for myself anymore, you know?
Good for you. That
Yeah.
sounds extremely healthy and responsible.
Yeah, I'm weirdly becoming a grown-up these days.
You're growing up.
I don't know who I am.
Would you say the pandemic was maybe good for you?
Oh, absolutely. It, like, forced me to spend a lot of time, like, looking inward and, like,
And with
dealing.
Christopher?
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, Christopher really did motivate me to be a better person, because
Awesome.
he's such a great guy, you know, and, like, being with him, I realized, like, how bad my drunken outbursts were, you know, which, like, made me want to cut back on the drinking, which eventually made me want to quit altogether. And, you know, he's, like, financially responsible and, like, all of these great things that,
Where he was just like, do you know how much you're spending? Like, on alcohol?
yeah, you know, and he just didn't like being around me drunk. So I stopped drinking around him because I didn't want him to not want to hang out with me. And then I realized, like, you know, all of my worst nights were because I was drinking. And
Were there purges there in between where you weren't drinking around him, but when he was not around, where you're just getting fucked up?
yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
I get that.
Me and Jadrian.
I love those nights.
Yeah,
I
me
love
and
'em.
Jadrian especially, like,
Oh, I bet.
we would
That
just,
silly
you know,
bitch.
like, Christopher would go on a camping trip with his family or something, and, like, that actually happened where one weekend he was out camping with his family, and me and Jay went fucking ham, dude. Like, we did probably an entire gram of Molly, just the two of us, like, over
That's
the...
a bunch.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
like, over the course of 2 days, and we're just, like, doing,
I bet you guys
blow
crashed
and-
so hard.
Oh, I was like a nightmare, depressed mess for like 2 weeks after the fact. And like Christopher was always really weird about drugs. So I never like knew if I could tell him like, hey,
That's the first sign a relationship's not going to work.
yeah,
Me and Kelly have a deal. If either of us does drugs, whether we're together or apart, like, we disclose it, you know?
Yeah.
Because if you don't, it's like this slippery slope. Once you start hiding drugs, then, like, when you're doing drugs, you're like, well, I only have this one chance, or whatever the circumstances may be. But just, like, getting used to lying to somebody or not telling
Yeah.
them the truth about something, it's just this weird slippery slope that I'm terrified of, that I've also gone down.
yeah.
Right.
Well, I've been on both sides of the spectrum on that one. And usually, I mean, for me, it's been with the drinking. You know, like people will be like, oh, Emma, I don't want you drinking anymore. And I'm like, okay, I'm not drinking. And then, you know, I go and hide it.
Yeah,
but,
go drink at home. Yeah.
yeah.
I-
But then, I mean, you know,
I get that so
I was
much.
engaged to a heroin addict for 3 years and didn't know. So it's like I've been on both sides of that spectrum.
Does Kat know about that?
Huh?
Does Kat know about you being engaged to a
Yeah.
directly for
Oh, yeah.
for years?
There's a reason we became friends, and it's because we've bonded over, like, life similarities.
Addicts. What's the other one? Like people that know addicts that go to meetings?
Oh,
Or their loved ones are addicts?
Fucking
See, I know it too, but I can't think of it.
Al-Anon.
Al-Anon, yeah.
Al-Anon.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. My mom was
Al-Anon.
trying to get me to go to those when I was a kid because my dad
Right.
is an alcoholic and crackhead.
I don't know. I've been to enough 12-step meetings to tell you I didn't have a really great time.
Yeah, they're
I've
religious.
been to 10. Court ordered.
Yeah. No, same basket, buddy. Same basket.
Yeah.
They made me go.
Very sad. Very sad. I started drinking a lot of coffee.
I mean, I never went into an AA meeting. I remember listening to all these guys' stories and going like, "What the? I've never been here.
Yeah.
I've never gotten."
Made me feel pretty good about my
Yeah, like
my
I was like,
problems.
"Well, shit, dude. Like if I'm just getting, you know, like into a bar fight every now and again, like, goddamn, dude, life's going pretty goddamn good."
Yeah.
I've actually been thinking about hitting up some, because I do drink a lot. And when I'm not drinking, I'm thinking about drinking. And I work at a place where at 11 a.m. we get a beer.
Yeah.
Like, all right, we're about to open. You want a beer? Like, let's do this, you know? And
Yeah, I get you, man. If it works for you, it works. It's just, you know, I never, and maybe it's the court ordered.
that's
side
why I
of
don't
it.
drink I don't think it'll ever happen, but I think it's a great place to try out material. seems like more stage time.
Oh, definitely. For sure,
If
man.
I'm being 100% honest, it's selfish and I want more stage time. There's not enough shows in Durango.
I don't know, man.
He's just gonna go into an AA meeting and tell all his jokes about whiskey
You went to the
dick.
court
and,
ordered
like-
meetings, man. You know that not all of them are story sessions. Some of them are they're just like, okay, now we're talking about the third step today, and it's like,
None of mine. Actually,
Oh,
mine
all yours were story
We would
sessions?
start with a prayer, and then we would go around the table.
Yeah,
Go around the room.
I went to 2, and neither were court ordered. I actually like went to them voluntarily.
How long ago was this?
This was 4 years ago, something like that.
So you suspected you might have a problem?
Yeah. So when I first moved to Durango, I was with my second fiance, who was an alcoholic and cokehead.
Was that the crackhead or the heroin addict? Or
No,
was
the
that
heroin
first
addict
one?
was the first one.
Heard that.
Yeah. What are you? Oh. Yeah, so anyway, we moved here together and we drank together a lot, and fought all the time. He was shisty and weird and, just a
Cokey.
lot. Huh? Yeah. And so anyway, we had gotten in this big fight one night and I was super drunk and had a breakdown, freak out, and, got a little dramatic about it, but like with sharp things. And so
You tried to stab him?
no,
Or you acted like you may stab him?
no, I got
Threatened
self dramatic.
Ah,
Yeah.
that's sadder.
That's that was the thing with the drinking for me, is that like I would typically get to a place, usually I would get really sad drunk and then I would get self-harm drunk, and it's put me in and out of like detox a couple times and stuff like that. Getting real raw on the podcast, holy shit.
Well, this is real.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is real talk, and I feel like most of our listeners are in Durango. Durango has just the highest rate of alcoholism.
It's glorified
capita.
here. I mean, the thing is like
I drink at work.
it's
I get 2 free
it's
beers
so
at work.
normalized. Like
I don't know. My boss brought in mimosas over the holidays. It was
That's a
good
holiday,
time.
though.
Yeah, but we don't. But, well, I work at a fucking bagel shop. It's not like we have beer on tap.
That's why you got mimosas.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I
I
wish-
worked
I
at
wish we
a
had beer on
clothing
tap.
store here in town where the boss like literally brought in bottles of wine for us to like drink while we were closing up every day. Like that was her thing. So there was always rosé in the fridge, and like we were encouraged to drink the rosé while we were closing up. Like it's little things like that, and like Durango has such a problem with alcoholism. Like it's normalized and glorified.
It's part of the
here.
culture.
It really is. I mean, fucking look
Like
at
literal,
Snowdown.
literal alcoholism is part of the culture.
Well,
like
I mean-
people drink every day. We have regulars at Steamworks that are there every.
Oh, and it's like
fucking day.
normal to like drink a beer at fucking 10:30 in the morning,
Yeah.
on a
People
Monday
go
morning.
on their
Like
lunch
it's fine.
break every day and drink a beer.
Yeah.
Literally.
Lunch break.
When I
don't have
first
one either.
moved here, somebody had told me that there's more bars per capita in Durango than like anywhere else in the state.
Maybe we have a very small population.
Yeah,
There
but,
are
but
a
even
lot
like
of bars here,
yeah,
considering
but
the
like
population.
even per capita.
Well, our coffee shops have alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, every
That's
time
Colorado, though, in general.
I don't know. I'd like to see the numbers on that. I'd buy it.
We need a tech guy. I need somebody sponsor this goddamn podcast other than Dead Room Comedy because they don't have enough money for me to hire a producer. I need a producer once a week to Google shit and do this shit.
Oh yeah, that guy in the background, right? That
Mm-hmm.
sits there, and then all of a sudden it comes up, and it's like, oh, let me read this real quick.
Yeah. Young Jamie on Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about buying new mics soon.
Nice.
We're about to have some Joe Rogan level mics up in this bitch.
fancy.
Yeah. And then we can maybe use these mics for comedy, and they are far nicer than any mic we have ever used for comedy.
Yeah.
I promise.
I mean, or we could not let the musicians see them and get jealous.
Not for them.
I know.
No,
but they'll
it comes
get,
and goes with me.
Yeah, they'll
That's
get-
it.
I'm just saying.
Them's the rules.
The musicians are the reasons we don't get drinks at the comedy show no more.
There was a lot of musicians though, and they were also our audience. I'll take an audience over a free beer.
There were a lot
Yeah.
of musicians. I made that one chick on the ping pong table very uncomfortable.
I don't remember.
I remember because I remember looking at her face and I was like, you want to be absolutely anywhere but here. Awesome.
I definitely told a couple jokes that like some of the people sitting close to the front that were strangers weren't into.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was like, next joke. But
Yeah.
I had a bunch of jokes. I had like 10 jokes I didn't tell.
Yeah.
that were brand new jokes.
That reminds me, we never even heard Tones' new joke.
He said this morning, I told a new joke, and I was like, bitch, I listened to
Where?
your set. I did not hear a new joke.
Did you, like, edit a joke that already existed? Because that's not the same.
Agreed.
He might think it's the same. It's a remix.
We got to talk to Tones.
It's a whole new joke.
We love Tones.
We do love Tones. Tones has been on the podcast. He did a live DJ set that has been pulled off YouTube, but you can still find it on all podcast apps.
Why did it get pulled off YouTube?
Because he
Copyright
used a bunch of
stuff.
other people's music.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. Okay,
YouTube's picky about that kind of stuff. That's why most videos have, like, lo-fi playing in the back, because lo-fi is, like, uncopyrighted shit.
You can still find part of it on Instagram as well. Instagram did not pull it. And it was a shout out to Jacob Jonas.
The boy.
I love Jacob Jonas. Not as much as I think Josh Emerson is the one I like the most out of the three of them. Have you met Jeff Stonick?
He was on that show that we did in Pagosa.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
He might be my favorite one.
He seemed really cool, but he also seemed like he's kind of quiet and keeps to himself, which...
No, but he's gay and loves being, like, entertaining. You know, if you give him, like, an in, he's gonna go off, which is why I love him. But one thing I always forget about Josh Emerson, he was a Marine.
Really?
Yeah. He served our country. He's a man. He's the only man out of the three of them. Elliot acted like he was gay so he could get some material out of it. Bullshit, if you're asking me.
I would watch Elliot suck a dick.
Yeah, but has anybody seen Elliot suck a dick? That's what I want to know.
I don't know.
There's-
Elliot
His
Weber.
ass is on my wall.
There's a call-in
I think,
portion to the show now.
that's like, that might be an opening for him for OnlyFans if he's watching. That might.
Well, he lives with his girlfriend now.
Oh, look at him.
Right. Which makes, and it's been a while. He hasn't, like, hooked up with any dudes.
I mean, but that doesn't make
questioning his credibility.
Hey, man, that doesn't make his sexuality any less valid. It's
Questioning
been
his-
years since I've had sex
And
with a woman.
it's
but
a huge joke. I'm
getting really defensive
I
right
know,
now
I'm
because I
sorry.
want to eat some pussy, but like,
go get some, girl. You're
Dude,
single. You
I
got
know,
green
but-
hair. You're beautiful. You're confident now.
dude,
You're not
this is-
drinking.
this is something that's been happening to me and I'm really sad about it. Every girl that I've been talking to, like seriously on Tinder, will eventually unmatch me out of the blue, and I don't know why.
Welcome to my Tinder
You're like us.
experience.
Yeah.
I mean, with the first girl, like, I get it because I'm pretty sure she's, like, dating a friend of mine, but I don't really know because I'm, like, gathering information from weird Instagram posts.
So she's just out there fishing.
Yeah, but, like, one of
She's
the
got
girls
bitches
on
in her back
Bumble, like,
pocket.
unmatched me, and I was like, we were having a nice conversation. What the fuck? I don't know. Maybe she didn't like my zodiac sign or something. We were talking astrology.
See, that's a red flag for me.
I like astrology, so I don't know. I'm kind of a walking red flag.
Maybe it was a red flag for her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was she into the astrology? Who started
Yeah,
it?
it literally said on her profile, like, I love talking about astrology, so I like...
Oh, that bitch was faking, though.
And then I
She was
was
just-
like, let's talk astrology, that sounds great. And then we started talking, and then
And you
I
just
told
went off on her.
Well, she asked me, she was like, oh, so, like, what's your rising and your moon and all of that? And, like, what does that mean to you? And I told her, and then just... I was swiping through Bumble, like, the next day and saw her profile, and I was like, cool. Sweet rejection. So, yeah. Dating apps
Sounds
suck,
like she's
though.
faking.
Yeah.
She was just, that was bait, and she knew she was going to get caught faking, so she just bailed before that happened.
Maybe. Also, she lived in, like, Telluride, so it wasn't like I was totally invested.
I don't
But,
even
like,
swipe right on them bitches. Fuck that.
I don't know.
Telluride, Dolores, I'm not going that far.
I have
Not
a
for
car
pussy.
now, and I want to go on adventures. Like, if it... I don't know.
Not right now.
No, that's true.
You're gonna go up to Telluride right now, and that piece of. All right.
It's a nice car.
It
It's
looks
just,
nice.
It's a really nice car. It
I
just
don't know how
doesn't
much-
handle in the snow
Yeah.
because it has not snow tires on it. So.
$400, change your life.
I mean, you couldn't even take that car to Texas right now. It'd be terrible.
Well, Texas is experiencing
Yes.
very unusual weather.
So I reconnected with my pen pal from middle school recently.
What, like prison?
No, so we actually met on like iSketch or some weird thing and then became MySpace friends and then just talked all the time
Where is
through
this person
MSN
from?
New Zealand.
Mm.
So we've been friends for God, like a decade now.
Guy or
something?
girl?
Guy.
Mm.
But anyway, so like we would talk all the time as kids, and we just reconnected out of nowhere, and then he was asking me about this shit in Texas, and he was like, wow, like is that normal? And I was like, no. Like Texas is not supposed to be getting snow. And he was like, I didn't think so, but
That's fine.
it's funny having friends from other countries.
Well, Texas has very extreme like catastrophes, like the flooding in Houston, and like some crazy
come on,
shit
man.
happens in Texas.
Oklahoma's way worse.
Well, yeah, who wants to live in Oklahoma other than Maverick Williams? Maverick McWilliams?
I don't know.
You don't know Maverick?
I think I know him.
Yeah.
I just remember.
Did he hit on you once?
Who?
Maverick? Oh, sorry.
No.
Every girl I've ever said Maverick McWilliams to is like, that guy fucking hit on me and was kind of a dick. We shouldn't put that out there.
I mean,
guess.
if I do know the guy, it's probably from like a drunken encounter. So, and that's an interesting thing about being sober now is like walking around town and being like, I might know almost everybody here, but like, you know, I was drunk, so I don't really remember. And people constantly will be like, hey, Emma, do you remember we met at the Roadhouse? And I'm like, I don't fucking remember you. And then they'll tell me about this wild, crazy night we had together. And I'm like, cool. So I'm ready to get out of Durango, dude. It's
Emma,
bad.
I have that exact same problem, and I'm not an alcoholic. I just am terrible at remembering people.
Me too.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like
People are like, hey, I saw you at this comedy show. You were really funny. And it's like, cool.
Okay, but that's different than like, hey, we've been like we hung out all night together. Like,
No,
hey,
no,
I
that's
saw
usually
you on
that's
stage
usually
and
what'll
you're
ha-
really
that,
funny.
no, that's
It's
usually
totally
that's usually
different.
no, that's usually step one, and then step two after that is then it's like then they try and hang out. I'll hang out with them at the Roadhouse once,
and then
then
you're best friends.
yeah, and then see them again. They're just kind of like, hey, how's it going? It's like,
That's not unusual though.
yeah, people in this town are really nice
Yeah.
Super nice.
and unnervingly so.
Yeah, it makes it hard to tell comedy sometimes.
No, it definitely. I love wiping the smile off of people's faces. It's
Yeah,
my
but
bread and butter.
I want to do good. I really do.
Yeah.
I want laughs, man. I want to. This whole thing is it's like hypnotizing people. It's the art of getting people to think like you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And last night I opened with shitting my pants jokes, but I also was telling all new jokes and kind of was like, just so you guys know what you're getting into. You know, I can pull that off as long as I got jokes. Max can't pull that off.
Oh, poor Max.
Yeah.
Actually,
He closed
no.
strong.
No, not poor Max, because he sits up there, he flounders for 5 fucking minutes and gets more laughs and more applause than anybody who is prepared. And I'm like mad about it a little bit.
It's his
Because he's
presentation.
adorable.
It's because he's so fucking cute, man.
He's adorable. And Max also, if you listen to that podcast, he apologizes for his performance. It was a bit lackluster. He was very nervous. He hadn't talked to people in a while his age. He'd been like hanging out with his grandparents in Tennessee and shit. And for whatever reason, he was nervous. But he wants to come back and redeem himself.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. You know,
That's
he's a good kid. He needs to commit a felony or two.
Yeah. I need to get Drew in here with Max, and it's the perfect dynamic. It's like dad and son. It's like grown up and then child. It's beautiful.
That
Yeah.
sounds like
But
an
he can
interesting
drink.
dynamic.
It's the best.
2.5 men.
Something like that. Especially if I got Phil in here, because then he's talking shit too.
Oh, God.
As long as Max doesn't turn all crazy and like hyper Christian like the kid from 2.5 Men did.
No, he's past that phase. He'll be all right.
Yeah.
He'll be all right. Is there any questions you've ever wanted to ask Jason about his homelessness? Like, is there anything you've been like wondering? Or we can talk about your vibrator coming in. Whatever makes you happy.
What makes me happy? Jason, what is the nastiest thing you've ever eaten out of the trash?
Out of the trash? Bitch, I don't eat out of the trash.
Oh,
They
fuck
always-
you. I've eaten out of the trash.
They always left it on top of the trash can. That's how you know the food was good.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's when you get the little boxes. And to answer your question, one time I got a box and it had some grilled cheese in it, and I thought it was a little fresher than it was. And one bite confirmed that.
Very
So,
nice.
so when you say they always left it on top of the trash. Who are these people?
I mean, like, have you ever been? You've been to the big city, right?
Right, but I've never like walked around.
Okay,
and
so
looked at the trash.
Right. Well, like you'll see the trash cans, right? Like they have in Durango, right? The little covered ones.
Uh-huh.
Right. And it's kind of become a code in the city to where if you're taking like leftovers from a restaurant and halfway through
You can leave it on top of the
you
trash.
don't want them. If you leave them on top of the trash can, some homeless person will take that box and they'll check and see if there's actually food in it.
That's
so
good to
it's a
know.
way to just leave something out there for somebody to take it if they need it.
That's good to know.
But there's no real way to guarantee how long it's been there,
Right.
or if it rained, or all sorts of things. But no, I mean, like, food was never a problem when I was homeless. Food was easy. There's always places to get food.
Okay, what's the nastiest thing you ever did for drugs?
Nastiest thing I ever did for drugs?
Tell me you sucked a dick, Jason.
You want to hear that story? No,
I've sucked a dick for drugs, if that's any consolation.
I have not sucked a dick for drugs.
I've fucked a girl for drugs. For sure.
but
But I wanted to do that anyway.
Yeah, that's kind of how it was with the dick sucking for drugs too.
I mean,
Like,
I really never did anything outrageous for drugs because I'm a talkative guy.
Hmm.
And when I was younger, I was a lot easier to talk to because I didn't look as much like a cop.
Right. But you had the same energy.
Yeah.
weirdest sex.
You don't look like a cop.
I have been told on multiple occasions that I do. So that
You
review
definitely
is
look
mixed.
questionable.
Yeah.
Like, I could see you looking like a cop if you were in a cop outfit, but like
I've got to
you
dress
just
up.
in plain clothes, I don't see you and be like, oh, that dude's probably a cop.
No,
you
I
know,
think that guy might have a
but
gun.
like you would be believable in a cop uniform. Is what I'm trying to say.
Well, every cop in a cop uniform looks like a cop. Let's be honest.
I mean,
Yeah.
you would hope, right? No, I mean, like as for being homeless, like the craziest things I would usually do were, break into people's houses, really.
To make money for drugs?
Yeah, all sorts of shit. Well, that and just to
Have some walking around money.
have some walking around money, and also if you could figure out, like around the holidays, you can figure out where, hey, I can crash here for a day or two.
Okay.
I can crash here for a day or
So
two.
B&E for shelter.
Yeah, nobody's gonna be here, and I'm sick of sleeping in
Your
this
own little
fucking
home
garage.
alone. I gotcha.
Yeah,
Take advantage of the shower and the beer in the fridge and shit. For
Yeah.
a couple days.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
He's cooking eggs naked, smoking a cigarette, for sure.
I'm not even. I didn't. I kind of felt bad. I never did dishes or anything. I just left the house a wreck, like lived in. For
That'd be a
2
great
days.
sketch. I have a very nice house we could use for this sketch. You can smoke a cigarette, cook eggs naked. It'd be a fantastic sketch.
Yeah, no, you see, that's.
I mostly
that's-
just want to see your
I've
dick.
already-
That's what this is all about.
I mean, if you want to film porn, man, like, we can make it happen.
Well, I was
This
thinking
is
about
an
something.
uncomfortable conversation to have with me in the room.
I was thinking about something we could put on Instagram, and then something we could put on Pornhub. Greenlight Weekend presents.
Nobody wants to see
Yeah.
that. I'll tell you.
Like
Jason
the
Balmforth.
beginning is just normal, and then like the last 20 minutes or so is like porn.
What about
Or, like-
Jason Longforth?
Have you? Oh,
I
that's
see it
terrible.
now. It'd be like one of the movies. No, I'm sitting there naked, smoking, cooking eggs, and the guy walks into his house after coming back from vacation.
I could play that guy.
Yeah, didn't hear the garage door. Just turn around, just like shit.
And then you guys fuck. Oh.
Yeah, pretty much. That's how the movies go.
Well, the ones I watch.
Yeah.
I don't watch that much porn.
I have been not that into porn lately, or really just like anything sexual, and it's making me a little bit mad. Like when I first broke up with Christopher, I was obsessed with getting laid. I was like, I just need to get laid. And then like in the last week, I'm like, no, I don't want anybody near me.
That's a good sign.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's a mature sign because you probably know you're not ready. That's
Yeah.
what I realized whenever I actually got in the situation where I could potentially get laid, like right after my long relationship. When I got in that situation, I was like, awkward, and obviously it wasn't like I wasn't going with the flow. You know, I was
Yeah.
like fighting to like get somewhere, and usually the other person noticed and was like,
Yeah.
"Are you okay?"
Yeah.
Which is not good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
Brian.
did get an opportunity last night that I very happily passed up, but I ended up having to give Nick Coffee a ride home last night, and that turned into the biggest nightmare of my fucking life. Holy shit!
That's a mistake.
Yeah, it was a mistake.
You
and
should
a
have got
half.
him an Uber on your phone.
That's what I should have done, but I didn't. And
It's
he
worth
kept trying to
$12.
force me to kiss him.
yeah.
And he was like, you should just come upstairs. But he was also being really insulting at the same time. And I was just like, okay, you need to get the fuck out of my car now. And I'm going home. It took a really long time to get Nick Coffee out of my
I
car.
can only imagine.
That's why I love my apartment so goddamn much. I don't have that fucking problem. I can get trashed. I can get trashed at any of the bars.
Stumble
and
your
I'd
ass
stumble
home.
my ass home.
Yeah, I don't know if that's healthy for me to have that option, because I think that's possibly the reason I haven't become like a full-blown alcoholic that spends all my money, because I know I have to get home. So I just hit the liquor store, fucking buy as much beer as I want, honestly, and at least I'm home,
Yeah.
you know.
I don't know. Being the alcoholic that I am, I mean, granted, I did live downtown for a while, so it was easy for me to just get fucked up at the bars all night and then just stumble 2 blocks back to my house, you
Right.
know, house. Very
Your
generously.
room.
Yes. And, I mean, like, when I did live in an actual house, I was working at a liquor store at the time, and I got a 25% discount on everything, so I was, like, taking home bottles almost every day. So, yeah, and then I would just get blackout drunk in my own house, which was worse because I'd be, like, shitty to my roommates and,
Yeah, I've definitely gotten worse since I lived alone. Like, I went through some dark patches when I lived alone where I was just like, I'm going to get fucking hammered. And then I'd just be alone. Like,
Yeah.
sad. Nothing on TV looks good. Fucking video games are bullshit, you know?
Yeah.
Just whatever. But
Yeah.
I only drink whiskey on podcasts. Whiskey is my alcohol of choice, maybe on a holiday.
Yeah.
With my dad, I'll drink whiskey for sure. With a good friend I haven't seen in a while, maybe. But
Yeah.
I don't drink whiskey alone because I don't want it to be my normal. Because
Yeah.
I know I take as many sips as I do with beer. I
Yeah.
take a sip every time I'm thirsty, and with whiskey, I get fucking shit faced.
That was my problem over the holidays. I got 4 bottles of liquor
Oh, good for you.
over the holidays.
It's a great present.
Yeah, no, it's great. The problem is that I have 4 fucking bottles of liquor and I'm not an alcoholic, so it's going to take me a year and a half to get through all of them.
No, that's a great thing.
Yeah.
Well,
You don't
like,
have to
can
buy
save
liquor.
one of the nicer bottles for, like, a fancy occasion.
No,
Just
yeah,
to get
no,
better
Or
with time.
regifting.
Yeah.
I'm not even doing that. I'll get through them. It's not like they're going to go bad.
Oh no, Jason has too much alcohol in his house. Whatever will
No,
he
it's just-
do?
it's
He
just
doesn't
kind
have
of-
to pay
it's
for
just
booze
kind of
for a year.
my that's why I always tell people, hey, if you're going to get me something for a holiday or a birthday or something, just give me cash.
Alcohol or money.
Cash.
Perfect.
Just give me cash. Give me cash.
I get mad when people give me cash.
I want money. I will, because I don't want something that I don't want, can't use, don't need.
Oh yeah, I have drawers of shit that I just got for Christmas. Have no purpose for. They've been in there for years. It just keeps building.
My boss at the bagel every year gets me a multi-tool. I have 3 multi-tools. I don't know what the fuck to do with them.
I don't know.
Give them to other people. Give it to Jadrian for Christmas.
No. I'm going to hold on to them. They're my multi-tools.
Yeah, that's the
That sounds like the beginning stages of a hoarding problem,
that's
buddy.
a bunker. Is what I saw.
I just need a few tools for, weapon maintenance.
Jason Balmforth is a secret doomsday prepper.
There is no secret about it. It's
Yeah.
just a shame that I live in a fucking shitty studio apartment because it's really hard to doom prep that place.
Fair enough.
You can get those buckets of MREs.
I have.
Of course you do.
have-
Is that what holds up
I
the
have
table?
a box of 2 years worth of MREs in my closet right now.
And
That
they
is
never
not
go bad?
surprising.
What?
They never go bad?
Like, they will go bad long after I'm dead.
Okay. Dude, I'm lactose intolerant. I can't imagine what an MRE would do to my stomach. I'm a sensitive
They
bitch.
make MREs for people that are lactose intolerant.
Yeah, I bet I still would be wrecked.
Just get a Jim Baker Armageddon bucket, my guy.
Yeah, I'm aware of what you're talking about. Not a fan.
You can get 100 days worth of cheeseburgers in a bucket, my guy.
I
Come
have
on.
deer in my yard every single day.
Not when the commies nuke us, my dude.
They're not nuking Durango. The deer will be around here.
Yeah, they'll have like 2 heads and shit, third eye, shoot lasers.
It's that or I eat my neighbors.
I mean, I'm not above cannibalism.
I am to an extent.
We all get hungry enough.
Yeah, if there's deer, I eat the deer. If there's not, you might have to eat
Yeah,
people.
I wouldn't even be at this point of things. Like, the second I knew the apocalypse was coming, I would be fucking out. Personally, I don't want to try and survive during the apocalypse.
Yeah,
That's
best case
shitty.
scenario, the meteor hits you in the fucking head. Like,
Yeah,
I
and
don't
then
know.
like surviving after the fact, it's just all downhill. Like, it's all shit from there.
I just
like
want the
you're eating your best
opportunity to
friends
fight a
and-
bear mano, live or die.
we've talked about this before. I mean, it's not that hard. I have a neighborhood bear. If you want to square up with this motherfucker, I'm sure you could stand outside. We'll put some honey on you.
I mean, I feel like we should make this a ring match though, because he keeps talking about it, and
I just want to fight a bear. But you see, the thing is that
You're going to lose. Yeah.
Uh,
It's terrifying.
yeah,
You're going to die. It's going to eat you asshole first.
I'm not afraid of little black bear, man.
What about a full-grown black bear?
They don't get that big.
Dude, they weigh at least twice as much as you.
I mean, yeah, but I'm smart.
Not that smart. I don't
Smarter
know.
than a bear.
This is a...
How many podcasts have you talked about fighting a bear?
This will be
on?
number 2.
Okay. Well, all right.
Yeah, it's just on the bucket list, and you see, that's why. Like, it's
Didn't
not.
you come close encounters with a bear when you were homeless?
I did come close encounters with a bear once when I was sleeping in a park.
Weren't you fighting with somebody too?
No, that was at a different park.
Okay.
No. Actually, the worst encounter I ever had with wildlife was when I was out sleeping in Golden Gate Park, and I woke up, and there was this raccoon fucking with my stuff,
Yeah.
and I stood up.
They're pretty aggressive.
No, and like this was like a
A
big,
city coon.
yeah, like a big fucking raccoon.
City raccoon.
Yeah, dude, like this dude was big, and raccoons roll deep with like 5 or 6 homies, and
Yeah.
I stood up and I saw all of them, and I was like, I could take like 2,
Yeah.
maybe 3 of these guys.
No, the raccoons that live under my house a couple days a week are as big as my dog.
Yeah.
They're fucking massive.
Yeah. No, they're enormous. It was just the number of them. And I just saw them and I was like,
Keep it.
guess I'll die. I mean,
So you went at them?
no, I didn't go at them. I was just
You
looking
didn't
at
want your shit?
They didn't want anything I had. My pack smelled
So
like.
did they just leave eventually?
Yeah. Well, no, I stood up. They stood up. We eyeballed each other and then they walked off and I went back to bed. But at that moment when I was weighing them up, I was like, if I actually have to fight these things.
Right. Did you have a weapon? A sword?
I had a
perhaps?
knife. I had a pig sticker.
Yeah.
I had a little flip knife.
Yeah. You take 2 of them.
No, I said I could take 2, maybe 3, just because if there was that many, then like one of them would attack me, and then the minute
They're going to flank you.
Yeah, the minute I'm starting to take on like 6, I'm like, oh well, shit, I'm gonna get swarmed by raccoons.
Dude, every time I chase him off the porch, I have that same feeling. I chase him off with a cane. I should probably use a gun. I have a 22. It's quiet enough, but it's also got a scope on it, which is very awkward for close range fire.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean, just get the canted iron sights.
Yeah, I could just take the fucking scope off, I guess.
You-
There's
you-
iron
you-
sights on it. Yeah.
Yeah, or you could just get canted iron sights so you could have the scope,
Mm,
and then you have your iron sights to the side,
right.
and then you aimed up.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I use it mostly for murdering prairie dogs. And I use the word murder because that's my goal.
Yeah, fuck them. Fuck prairie dogs. Fuck them. Fuck
Yeah.
all of them.
Yeah. They ruin land.
They-
Like, they
they're-
break tractors. They break cows' legs.
But they're so cute.
Are they?
Yes.
Yeah, they're adorable
carry the
when
Black
their heads
Plague.
explode.
Yeah. Like when you fucking stick a hose and some Quickcrete down some holes, you can get rid of some prairie dogs. I had to help a rancher get rid of some prairie dogs.
I've never gone the Quickcrete route. I've worked for many ranchers, and prairie dog patrol has been part of my job. But me and the dog would usually just go sit in the truck in the fucking 22 sitting
Yeah.
on the mirror.
Just waiting.
Yeah. turn off the truck for 10 minutes. You'll see a prairie dog.
Start whistling.
Yeah. My dog is so used to gunshots. We've totally lost Emma.
Yeah, a little bit. You guys are talking about guns and prairie dogs.
I thought you
over
were
here,
more
just like-
morbid than this. Come on.
No,
You have
she's
green
just
hair.
yeah. Like what the fuck? You should be all
I'm
about.
just not a guns person. Like I
Have
just
you ever shot a gun?
like once or twice. Yeah,
We should go shoot guns.
that sounds fun.
I'll
I
take
just,
you to
like,
shoot a gun.
That sounds great. I've never like
got a
been
little tiny
given a
gun.
gun and like direction before. Like the times that I have shotguns, it
At
was
people.
no, it was wasted on New Year's, and it was my
Oh.
stepdad's gun, and it was like into the air, which in hindsight is not very safe. But,
No, not even a little bit.
Yeah, gravity. It's a thing.
yeah,
They don't reach escape.
we did
velocity.
live in like the middle of nowhere, and whatever.
I feel
but
sad for
still.
that turtle you winged.
Definitely people in like the Middle East have gone down that way. You know, like celebrations where they're just like,
I didn't
Mexico,
shoot it like directly
Colombia and
above
shit.
me. Like I,
They wrote about that.
Yeah, it's not
in
about
one of the
you.
battles of
It's
the
about
Civil
who you're gonna
War.
murder.
oh well, yeah.
There was a really famous writing about that in the Civil
Yeah.
War. It was where they were celebrating this guy had to write a complaint to the military because his house got peppered with musket balls because they fucking blew over and smashed his house up.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Hey, you guys have to pay for my house."
And
They said no.
damn, you're balls deep in this lawyer thing, huh?
I'm going to community college right now, so
Yeah.
you know,
But your goal is to become a lawyer?
maybe.
Maybe.
I had another opportunity present itself to me that might
Porn?
no.
Oh.
I kind of wish, man. I could go the route of Dick Nasty.
Dude, I'm telling you, Greenlight Weekend presents. I got mics. I'll get a better camera.
We just need some whiteout curtains and all the connections.
Yeah, I'll paint this room green, dog. You can be wherever you want to be.
No, dude. No, I had another opportunity. I'm still going to college though. I might as well
Good.
fucking do that shit. God, dude. Kids are stupid.
Yeah.
I'm in remedial math, and I'm just kind of like, holy shit, dude. I'm stupid. I'm in stupid people math.
Yeah, I
You
can only
guys are
imagine.
hopeless.
Yeah, I'm not practiced up.
Yeah.
You know, when I'm having sex, sometimes I'll do some like semi-complicated math in my head just to slow down the process. You know, it really gets my mind off what's happening,
Yeah.
and
Today I learned something.
my
Yeah.
body keeps going. You know, but my mind is elsewhere, so I don't come as fast. I used to weigh out weed in my head, like a pound is this many grams, half a pound is this many grams. That's what I used to do.
Oh, it's
I
like
never
your
sold
multiplication
drugs, so I
tables.
never figured that out.
Yeah, just do the multiplication tables.
Yeah, I do that.
I
But
was
with
always
bigger
really bad
numbers.
at math and science. Like my strong suits in school were like English and creative writing and
Weird.
history and drama and
What?
artsy
Who'da
fartsy
thunk
shit.
it?
I know, right?
My
I was
strong
in an
suits is-
activism class in school because I went to weird schools, like hippie schools and shit. And so I was like,
Where was this?
this was in Taos.
New Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Taos is barely New Mexico.
How's Taos barely New Mexico?
Dude, it's so much different than most of New Mexico.
Yeah.
That doesn't remove it from New Mexico.
I know, but as far as my experience in New Mexico as a whole,
Yeah,
compared to my experience in Taos, just two different things. Angel Fire as well. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
You're
It's
not
like a mountain
wrong.
town.
You're not wrong. I mean, most of New Mexico is like Farmington.
Yeah, well, I did grow up in a little shitty New Mexico town too. Like it wasn't just Taos. There was like Las Vegas, New Mexico that I lived in before Taos. Which,
Really?
Yeah.
you might know one of my good friends.
Oh, really? Who?
His name's Mario.
No.
Oh.
Well, maybe actually, I did know a few Marios when I lived in Vegas.
You said no.
You said no,
off.
straight off.
It's like Las Vegas, New Mexico. You didn't know Mario. Okay.
There-
Well, no,
there's
because
like
I
one.
instantly thought of somebody who. Oh wait, no, they're from Taos. There's a guy who works at Steamworks who worked with my stepdad for years in Taos. You probably know him, maybe. I mean, there's
Is
a
his
lot
name
of.
Mario?
His name is Ari.
Oh, I know Ari.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
a great dude.
yeah. He
Why does
he
everyone in this town work at fucking Steamworks?
Because it's the
place to
place hiring the most people.
Are
As
you
far
guys
as
hiring right
locally
now?
owned, always.
noted.
Dude, you come be the chick in the kitchen. We need a chick.
I miss working fucking lines, dude. Like,
We need a
that's
chick.
the thing I miss the most. And my mom keeps being like, Emma, you should work in retail. And I'm like, I did retail for 10 years. I
If you're
would
gonna
kill
do
myself
retail,
if
you
I
might
have
as
to
well
do it
you might
again.
as well work tables so that way you can at least get tips.
Agreed.
Like
If you're gonna work
like
with
like
the
if
public,
you're if you're gonna at least do customer service,
I
you
agree.
might as well do it in a tips based industry.
Oh no, after I discovered line work, because like Grassburger was my first line job ever, and after that I was like, you know what, I can't believe this whole time I've been like, well, I want to be in front of people, fuck that shit, I want to keep my hair
No,
green
back,
and
back,
be in
at, back of house is the place to
Yeah.
be.
dude,
Love
Steamworks
some back of
if I
Kitchen.
want to wear my goth makeup, I have to be in the back of house. So
Steamworks Kitchen, savage.
yeah.
And it's great warm up before a mic.
Oh, I know. That's
If
why
you
I
can
love
warm up
working
in
the
the
line.
kitchen,
Yeah.
Just talk mad shit. Everybody
Yeah, I don't
has like Spanish slang.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I
don't
love
get
being the
that shit
chick in a
bagel.
kitchen too, because all the dudes just like, you know, you're the only girl in the kitchen, and all the single guys and not so single guys just thirst after you. And
They're
it's a nice,
savages.
it's
They're
a nice.
savages.
It is a nice confidence boost. I'm
The
not
married
gonna lie.
guys are the dirtiest,
Oh yeah.
for sure.
They just they ain't got nothing to lose.
Oh, that's one thing is that I had a coworker, an old coworker, come out of the woodworks wanting to hook up, which was nice.
What, on Tinder?
No, well, kind of.
Yeah, I
So
remember.
he messaged me on Facebook and was like, "Hey," like out of the blue, and I was like, "That's weird." And we started talking, and then I got on Tinder later that day, and then his profile came up, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I see. That's why he messaged me." 'Cause
Is
I
out there?
Yeah, I swiped right and it was a match, and I was like, okay. But then, you know, like we sexted and I didn't talk to him for like a couple days, and he wasn't opening my messages on Snapchat, but was like watching my stories, and I was like,
He was
this
hanging
is
out
like
with his girlfriend.
that's what everybody said. And then he was like, yeah, I'm just like not feeling like hooking up right now, and I was like, something
That's-
about this feels real off. So
That doesn't sound very male to me.
That sounds like how you end up in a suitcase in parts around Albuquerque.
You have
I
such
don't know.
interesting takes on things.
Yeah. I do have a tendency of like attracting like honest and
Serial
open
killers?
dudes into my life, though. Like guys who actually talk about their feelings for the most part. And then I ended up dating one for a year that didn't. But I mean, like, especially at Grassburger, like the conversations that I would have with some of the dudes in the back of house, like we would get into some real shit, you know, and like talk about like their childhood and traumas and
You
shit.
think it's because you were the chick
Yeah, probably. And, you know.
and they wanted to bang you?
I don't know. There's one of them that like I hope is I don't know if he watches this. Hey, I had a crush on you the whole time, T White. So anyway,
Shout out T White.
yeah.
Come get your girl. I mean, she might not be emotionally available right now.
I'm definitely not. But you know,
Who
if you
needs
want to like
emotional
fucking talk about
availability?
our sadnesses,
Not you, Jason.
Yeah, definitely not.
what?
I've never been emotionally available. What the fuck are you talking about?
I could have guessed that about you. Yeah. We're getting pretty deep. I was thinking about taking a pee break, but maybe we should just wrap it up soon.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Whatever makes you happy, Brian.
Anything else you want to talk about?
God,
Tell
dude,
the people.
Oh, I finally have to settle the debate of who the hottest male comic in Durango is, because I never actually said. It's officially Bailey Carlson.
What?
Yeah.
About to get them chesticles removed.
Yeah. Bailey Carlson's going for the top surgery
Hottest male comic.
in
See,
Durango.
It's like Caitlyn Jenner being on the cover of, what was that, Woman's Health or some shit?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like
Right
Bailey's
after
like
Bruce Jenner murdered a motherfucker.
Right.
A lady? Wasn't it a pregnant lady?
Hit him with their car.
Yeah. Pushed a pregnant
did-
lady in front of a
wait.
semi at a stoplight. Like hit her, pushed her into the road, and a semi hit her.
Bruce Jenner did that.
Bruce Jenner did that, and then Bruce Jenner became Caitlyn, and then
everyone forgot.
all of a sudden was on the cover of magazines and shit.
Did Bailey murder somebody and now he's getting top surgery?
Maybe.
Okay.
I'm not gonna put it out there. No, dude.
Bailey didn't murder anybody.
No, if Bailey had murdered somebody, I feel like he definitely would have hit me up. We're neighbors,
I don't
and
know.
I
He
feel like
works- he
I'm the
works at
person to
Home
go
Depot.
to. If
He could probably get the tools he needs himself.
I'm
I feel like I have
positive
the
I'm
most
the person
experience.
to go to. I mean, I'm not saying hit me up if you kill somebody, but I've access
Hit him up
to-
if you
I
kill
mean,
somebody.
I'm just
Hit
saying,
up
have
Ryan
any of
Nystrom.
you seen
Call
my
him at his phone
exes
number.
since I broke up with them, you know?
Yes.
It's a mystery.
Online.
Who?
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm still fucking PlayStation friends with your one dude.
Which one, dude?
The ginger.
Oh, I forgot about him.
Oh, I remember that guy.
Yeah, that was like a
I liked
3-month
him.
like rebound relationship. Did
He
you
was
know the
awesome.
story about him? So we
Oh.
were together for like 3 months, and everything was going great, and we were having a great time, and then he just disappeared, and then reappeared with a new girlfriend like 2 weeks later.
Huh.
And I was just like, what? Like, we were together. Like, there was never a conversation of breaking up or anything like that. We had never had a fight, like nothing. It was really weird. And this
Was
is
it
why
a
I
new
don't...
girlfriend or an old girlfriend?
New.
Oh. You
Yeah,
weren't
he
a side
started
piece?
fucking his boss's wife for a
Oh,
while.
tight
Yeah.
move, dude. I always
Yeah.
liked that guy. He was tall.
Yeah.
He was ginge.
Yeah.
Everybody
I like
knows
ginger.
who he is
I
now.
have a thing for ginger dudes.
Me, I have a thing for ginger dudes. Yeah.
There's the guy that I sell nudes to is a ginger, and
Really?
he lives out
The
in
mailman?
Denver. Yeah.
I was
What's
just
his
about
name?
to ask his
His name is Tyler. He used to live here, actually.
Aw.
What,
Yeah.
here?
Was he a mailman here?
No, he wasn't a mailman here, but he used to do like Rocky Horror Picture Show and stuff here.
Oh, yeah. Nobody
went
knows
to-
who that is.
He went to college here a long time ago and then moved up to Denver, but yeah.
Nice.
I've never met him in person.
What do you get for a nude?
Like
Is it a monthly subscription or?
it kind of depends.
I'm
Like
not
the
trying
other
to get on it,
day,
I'm just curious.
it really depends. Like, the
Have
other
you
day
thought about OnlyFans?
I have. I kind of want to do it, but the thing is, I was
Don't.
talking about doing OnlyFans the other day, and then the look that Trevin got on his face made me so fucking uncomfortable that I'm not. No, there's no way.
No,
Do you
the
think it's
reason
because Trevin has OnlyFans and he would see it?
no,
He does have. He has an OnlyFans account. I know this because he asked me to send the information to my friend's OnlyFans account after he. Oh, that was a weird night. I was like showing him my friend's OnlyFans because he was talking about this other girl's really shitty OnlyFans, and I was like, "Oh, my friend has a really good one. It's very like kink BDSM." He was like, "Oh, that is a good OnlyFans," and then he just disappeared. Went into the shower for a super, super long time, and then came out and stood next to me and Jay and was just like, and we both just started dying of laughter. And we were like, yeah, I guess he really enjoyed my friend's OnlyFans page.
Emma, the reason why I would say don't do OnlyFans is they've been data mined like 3 times.
Oh, that's also not good.
Yeah, I would say they just have no server
I
security.
mean, once you put something on the internet, even if it's
Yeah,
free of
but the
charge,
thing is
you have
that-
to assume it's going to be
yeah,
available.
but
to the
but the
public.
number of times that they've had like their entire servers pulled and put up online for free is is disturbing. Like they've had like 3 big old data dumps where they've had like their entire servers pulled and fucking put out online.
Who was the hottest?
I don't fucking know. I didn't go through it. I just
just
heard about the entire thing getting hacked, and I was like, "Oh, I would never sell on this site ever again because they have no security, and I'll just lose money on it because if I had a nude that I had on there and theoretically it got
Put on
hacked 3
Google
days,
Images.
yeah, it got hacked 3 days later. Now I'm not making money on it anymore because now everyone's going to the free source and they can just mine through all of that because they just posted them everywhere online." That's why I'm kind of like, I don't know about that OnlyFans.
So you considered it?
No, just more like from the business spectrum. Just
Okay,
like
but
on
you
the
were
business
like
angle.
the first person to tell me that I should do an OnlyFans.
No,
You
no,
were
I was
all.
not.
Oh, you told me I should start doing cam work or something like that.
No, I did not. I said you should be a Twitch streamer.
Oh, okay.
And I said that in joking because
Have you heard about
You
Chatterbait?
told me that multiple times, Jason.
no, I told
I
you
have,
that
yes.
I told you that once, and every single time. No, I told you it twice, and both times was in. Yeah, you should be a Twitch streamer because you're an
Okay.
attractive woman and you can make a lot of money on Twitch because that's kind of who makes money on Twitch.
Fuck
Okay.
yeah, it is.
It's
Yeah.
it's an all business logistics, Emma. Don't worry about it. Like
That made me really uncomfortable for some reason.
it's all business.
Jason loves Twitch.
Okay.
So
No.
what do you want to promote, Emma?
Starlight open mic every Tuesday at 7, and then in the near future, Betsy Sure had talked to me about doing a show in Pagosa in the beginning of March, so I'm waiting to hear from her, but it does look like that's going to be happening, so
Fuck yeah.
whenever it does happen. I mean, I have a Facebook page. If you guys want to give me a follow me at Emma Z on Facebook. I'm also on TikTok now. So Emma Z Comedy on TikTok is the way to go, and like Instagram too. You know, I'm on all the shit. I'm even on Twitter, but I don't use it ever, and I have like 2 followers, and it's like Bailey and Jadrian.
Right.
So
Twitter's tough.
yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm about to get a Denali, which is gonna be the official comedian bus
Nice.
to gigs like Pagosa.
Nice.
Because comedians are degenerates that half of whom do not have vehicles.
Hey,
and
just because
whatnot.
mine's on cinder blocks doesn't mean I don't have one.
Hey,
Same.
but now I can be the comedian DD since I'm
Oh
sober.
yeah, you're sober. You could drive the Denali.
I'm sober and
Yeah.
I have a car now.
Party
so
bus.
It's like,
Where are we dropping, boys?
No,
Yeah.
I'm saying you drive the Denali. We fill that motherfucker. I'm getting hammered, obviously.
We could do
Fairly-
comedy
fair
on a
enough.
bus.
Something like that. Yeah. What do
Yeah.
you have to promote, Jason?
Absolutely fucking nothing.
Anything? Any advice about Bitcoin or, putting nudes up or
Any advice about Bitcoin?
being homeless?
Don't fucking invest in it, because once the global banking industrial complex decides to not exchange it for cash, it'll be essentially worthless.
Heard that. Yeah, you know where to find us. Shout out to the Whiskey Reel. Shout out to Ethan Esparza and the Chava people for the intro outro music. Thank you, Emma Z, for coming on.
Thank you,
Thank
Brian.
you, Jason, for being a last minute fucking replacement. I
got
appreciate
you,
it. I was gonna have you in otherwise, but I felt like we needed a third, and you were a great fill-in. I love you guys. Comedy's back.
Yeah.
El Rancho's coming back in March. We're going to have Joe Carlson and Drew in to talk about that soon. Keith is going to be back next week. I love you guys. Peace.
Peace.
I just had deja vu right now. I take that as a good sign, for sure. Yeah. I wanna see a rainy day. My life is full of sunshine. But how could I complain? I must be losing my mind. I wanna see the rainfall, catch a double rainbow, sitting with an angel. Yeah, I'm feeling grateful. I can see a halo right above an angel. I wanna make music. I wanna make love. You and me, we can do it. We keep moving on up. So many things in life. So many things I want. I just wanna have it like things I never had before. But will I always want more? Big house with a wraparound porch. Driving too fast in the black Porsche. But would you still holler at your boy? Well, I already made a choice. 7 years trying to make noise. Willing to put the work in, wanted to make it worth it, wanted to make it perfect, yeah. I wanna see a rainy day. My life is full of sunshine. But how could I complain? I must be losing my mind. I wanna see the rainfall, catch a double rainbow, sitting with an angel. Yeah, I'm feeling grateful. I can see a halo right above an angel. I wanna make art. I wanna make change. I just wanna do my part. I wanna make a name. Take it to the street, David Blaine. Make some magic happen in this rap game. I come to stake my claim. Swear I got this music pumping in my veins. Anybody else thinking the same stuff? Do the right thing, that's how I came up. And that's Spike Lee shooting them frames up. I'm living a motion picture, I ain't a gangster. Nah, the homie told me that. Do unto others, sisters, mothers, fathers, brothers. On the same rock, we all looking for something. Just keep it real, you feel me, cousin? I wanna see a rainy day. My life's full of sunshine. Yeah, but how could I complain? I must be losing my mind. I wanna see the rainfall, catch a double rainbow, sitting with an angel. Yeah, I'm feeling grateful. I can see a halo right above an angel. I'm caught dreaming every day when I see the crowd's eyes ripping up the stage. Makes me realize that good friends and support from a family. What more could a young man ask for? I love it when you all looking back at me. Out of body feet, I lifting off the floor, cloud nine. Singing, I'm loving every moment. Life is too good, yeah, let's keep it rolling, right? Everything I want is like the ocean. Get me in a trance, like a drug, like a potion. I know I'm loving this weather. I know I got what I need. I want this feeling forever. The sun is shining on me, but I wanna see a rainy day. My life is full of sunshine. But how can I